I just wanted to do a quick video on how we lanolize our wool covers. So I have my glass bowl. I like to use a glass bowl because I can see what's happening with my lanolin mixture and all of that. I have some just cool water here. It's like a little cooler than room temperature. And then I have my lanolin mixture. So I put 2 tablespoons of lanolin in here, 100% lanolin. We use the Bumby unscented. And then I put 1 emulsion cube, the emulsifying unscented Bumby blocks. I put 1 of those in there. I like to use a mason jar because again it's clear and I can see what's going on with my mixture. I just added in to half a cup of hot water. I use my electric kettle and I just boil the water and I take it off a bit before it reaches the boiling point because you don't want it too hot. And then yeah, I add in my emulsifier, my lanolin, mix it up. You can use a spoon or a whisk. Mix it up and then it should be milky white consistency. And yes, I think that's good. You can look and see if you have any like floating yellow on top. That's the lanolin and it's not fully emulsified yet, so you may need to add a little bit more emulsion block or whatever you're using, soap, but it should be a nice milky white consistency. And then I'm going to add a little bit to my bowl, about a tablespoon. I use a little more than a tablespoon because I like my wool slightly over lanolized, I guess you can say. It makes Noah's skin really soft, so I like it. Some people don't like that tacky feeling. I mean, they're gonna feel a little bit tacky. That's the lanolin, which is what makes them waterproof. But so start with like a tablespoon of your lanolin, and then you can start adding your water. You want to add about a cup of water. And just mix that up. And as you can see, that's still nice and milky. No clumps, so that's good. If it is clumpy, it could be your water temperatures or again your mixture, so that's why before you start combining you want to make sure that your mixture looks nice and creamy and milky and there's like no little pieces of lanolin floating around, so you want to make sure that's properly blended before you start mixing. Otherwise, once you start mixing your water, it can just get worse. So you want to start with your lightest cover first. And this isn't going to make any sense because these are obviously black, but because of the light gray in the striped smoke, I'm going to do these first because these all have blue and blue tends to run the most. So I'm going to start with these ones. So now you want to just dip your covers. You want to dip the wet zone first, so the crotch area first. For like crops and pants, you want to do it inside out because you want the lanolin is going to cling to the fibers right when you stick it in. So you want to do it inside out because that's where you want most of the lanolin, and the protection is on the inside to help push everything back into your absorbency. With crops and pants, you don't need to dip the legs. You can leave the legs out. I do dip the legs because again, I like that the lanolin really moisturizes his skin. So I dip the legs in too, but you don't have to. So I'm just going to dip this in here. These are freshly washed items, so they came out of the washer. And the great thing about Bumby is it is machine washable. So I just popped it right in the washing machine on a delicate cycle with some Unicorn Beyond Clean. And I washed them, and now I am moving on to this. Just want to dip it, swirl it around a little bit. I probably should have used a little bit more water just because these are bigger pieces since they're crops and not just covers, but that was actually perfect for this. So it just soaks it all in. You just need to do this for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then I am going to wring it out. Not wring it out, sorry, I'm going to squeeze it out. You don't want to wring your wall, but I'm going to just squeeze it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip them right side out. And then I'm going to just gently rub that lanolin into the fibers. And then this one is all set. So I will move on to the others. If when you feel it, you think it needs more lanolin, you can just re-dip it, add a little more, re-dip it. That's why starting with less is best, to work your way up to see what amount you like and what you prefer. It doesn't take a lot at all. But yes, so you can re-dip it, which will add more lanolin. I think Stephanie described it like a candle, which I think is perfect. Like when you make a candle, you just keep dipping it into the wax, and then it just keeps building. So the same applies here, is you can continue to dip it more if you'd like more lanolin. So I'm going to set this aside, and then after I'm done with everything, I will pop them in the washing machine and do a quick rinse and spin cycle to wash out all of that emulsion cube or soap. You want to wash all that out because it can bloat the fibers. So I will put it in the washer, do a rinse and spin, add a little bit of Unicorn Beyond Soft, and that's it. I'll lay them flat to dry and point a fan at them to speed up that process, and they'll be done in about 12 hours, dry and ready to use.